So tonight, the topic is how to create wealth using a budget. And this is a topic that my wife and I have been working on since we've been married, about 25 years now. And so we consider ourselves to be somewhat of an expert in this area. And we've taught lots of other people how to start budgeting their money and how to really create prosperity with the amount of money that they have. So tonight's topic, how to get a budget. Isn't that a favorite word? Everybody loves that word budget. Actually, we don't even use the word budget. We use the word spending plan. It sounds a lot better. You have to have some kind of a plan. It doesn't just happen. And the biggest challenge I see with people, based on my experience, is that they are not self-disciplined in their spending because they don't have a plan to create wealth. They just kind of spend the money as it comes in, as it goes. So tonight I kind of want to talk about a plan to get you out of debt and start using the money that you already are making to create a habit to create wealth. So here's a simple plan how to create wealth. After you pay your bills, invest everything that you have left over into your future, either a business or investments. There, that's it. Pretty simple plan. But how come people don't do it? It's because they really haven't dug into the details of money and how much money they have and where is it going. And my wife and I say this all the time. It's better to tell your money where to go than wonder, where did it go? So do you have a plan to create wealth? Well, let's dig a little deeper. You must improve your stewardship of your money. Meaning, how do you spend your money? Are you good at it or are you, terrible at it? Because a lot of people, honestly, they just don't know where their money's going. Most people are completely tapped out after they're paying their bills. They don't have the money left over to invest or even start a business. And you need to be able to come up with some money to start a business and to invest in opportunities. So create a budget, a spending plan, tell your money where to go. So here's what we're going to do is I'm going to run through a quick way to create a budget for a household. Really about creating a budget, how you do that is you just have two categories on a piece of paper, income and expenses. You got to write down all of your income and you got to write down all of your expenses. All of your income, one category, one number. All of your expenses, one category, one number. But that way to figure out your expenses is you have three categories. You have fixed expenses, and you have variable expenses, and then you have discretionary expenses. And I want to touch on that a little bit. This is how you're going to get out of debt really quickly. My wife and I did this, and we've helped many people do this. This plan works. It works awesome. So check it out. All of your expenses. I want you to write down all of your expenses that you have. First of all, fixed expenses. Go back over the last 2 months and group every expense into those three categories: fixed, variable, and discretionary. Fixed expenses are something like this: mortgage, debt, bad debt, credit card payments, taxes, insurance, utilities, water, electric, garbage, child support payments, daycare. Fixed expenses are things that you must pay or you will be in trouble. I mean, you got to pay them. You can't not pay those things because you've made an agreement to pay them. Those are fixed and you know the amounts every month. So write down all of those, what they are. Just get really detailed about this, okay? That's fixed expenses, number one. Number two, variable expenses. Variable expenses are things like groceries, gas, cell phone, clothing, budget, things that you need, but you probably don't pay attention to how much money you spend in those categories. But what I'm going to ask you to do is go over the last 2 months and figure out how much you spend on gas, how much you spend on groceries, how much you spend on clothing, things that you need, but you're really not paying attention to it. We're going to come back to this a little bit, but variable expenses, what you can probably do is figure out how to reduce your expenses by just being aware of how much money you're spending. It's amazing when you really start doing it. I really encourage this. Third category, discretionary expenses. These are expenses that you pay and I pay every month that you don't have to pay. You choose to pay. What are they? Discretionary. Gym memberships, cable TV, Spotify music, DirecTV, things that you're choosing to pay but you don't absolutely need. How about things like coffee drinks, going to the bars, drinking alcohol, eating out? You don't need to do that, but you choose to do that. Movies, entertainment, adventures, anything that you don't need to, but you are spending money on. You're choosing to do that. Add all of that up, and that gives you your discretionary expenses, your variable, and your fixed expenses. Now, in 2 months, you'll have all of those numbers combined together. Bam! You're going to take your income, and you're going to subtract all of those expenses, and you're going to come up with a number. That money right there is the money that you have left over after you get paid. Chances are, if you're like the average American, you have zero left over at the end of the month. You might even be in the negative because most people spend more than they make. And if you want to get rich, you got to start turning that around to every month have money left over. So here's what we're going to do. You have some money left. Let's assume that you have only $100 left over after you take your income minus all your expenses. That number right there, I'm going to call that your power money, because that money right there is how you're going to create wealth. Your power money, the money left over after all of your expenses. So what you're going to do is every month you're going to keep track of your power money, and here's what you're going to do with that. Every month, look at that power money and try and have more power money left over every month than you did last month. How are you going to do that? I think you know the answer. You reduce your discretionary income every month. You try and budget or reduce your variable expenses every month, and you're going to start having more money left over every month. And what do you do with that power money? First thing you're going to do with that power money is you're going to start paying off those small debts. Let's say you got a $500 credit card, $1,000 credit card, $3,000. You pay those suckers off and take that amount of money that you were using for that payment and put that into your power money at the end of the month. Every month, once that debt is paid off, now that you're putting, say, $500 over here and $100 power money, now you got $600. Now every month you take that $600 and put it towards the next smallest debt, or next biggest debt, excuse me. And you start paying off that debt every month, and pretty soon, 6, 8, 9 months down the road, you're going to have a lot of those small debts paid off, and you're going to be amazed at how much money you're going to start having left over. That power money is going to grow and grow and grow, and that's when you start getting excited, because then you can start slamming $2,000 and $3,000 a month on some of those bigger debts, and that's called the snowball effect. I think Dave Ramsey coined that term many years ago. But we did that technique, and we were out of debt in 1 year. And we're talking about, we had a lot of debt when we got married. I was not a good steward of my money, but that was a long time ago. Your power money will grow, the debts will start falling away, and you will grow in self-confidence. This is so key. I want you just to grab a hold of this. It is so important for you to know that when you get that monkey off your back, that debt, it's so empowering. It's freeing. But here's the key. Don't spend it on junk. Pay off debt. And then you're going to get to the point where all you have left over is your mortgage. That's a totally separate subject. I'm not going to go there. I don't pay off my mortgage because I'm a real estate investor and I use my money to make money by buying other real estate. But that's a whole other subject. Some people say pay off your houses. When you get to the point where the stress is gone, you use that power money to invest in you. That power money now you can invest in you by going to seminars and going to things and getting video sets and buying books and starting to improve this mindset on how to manage your money, steward your money, and you wait and see. You will be blown away how in the period of 1 year you will go from being stressed out and being in debt to being excited because you are out of debt. It's that simple. You just got to do it. If you get out of debt, you will have money laying around and you start wondering, how do I have all this money laying around? It's because you're being a good steward of your money now, and it's starting to bring that positivity into your finances, and you're getting a better mindset. You're starting to say no to those variable and discretionary income, like, well, can we go buy this? No, I want to save my money because I want to invest in stocks. I want to invest in real estate. So now you're becoming a better steward of your finances, and this is where you create wealth. So congratulations, this is how you get out of debt. And again, my wife and I did it in about 1 year. We paid off, I don't know, I think it was like $35,000, $40,000 worth of debt. And all we did was change our habits, guys. We stopped eating out. If you could just stop eating out at restaurants, do you know how much money you're going to save? Every month, I bet you $200 a month. What if you just did that for 6 months? That's $1,200. If you did that for a year, that'd be $2,400. What could you do with that $2,400? Pay off a debt on a credit card? How about investing in something? You can get started investing in different things like stocks. You don't need a lot of money to invest in stocks. You just need education. And how it's just that simple. In a period of 1 year, you can totally turn around your finances if you will just discipline yourself to stop spending money on stuff you don't need. And it works. So that's all I got. This is Mark. Bless you all. Good to have you here. All right. See you later.